Hello everyone, this is Betsy from Ideas Times 2. Today I have another installment of, so this would be part three of my Flipbook tutorial. And so we did the cover in part 1, we did a little decorating in part 2, and we're going to sort of finish the decorating in part 3. When I say the decorating, I just mean the basic things like the pockets and the flips and that kind of thing. The filling the pockets and that kind of thing, I won't go over that, but this is the basic bones of the book. So I'm super excited the way it's turning out, and also this is going to be the prize for we have a 4,000 subbies now on Facebook, or I mean on YouTube. And so to celebrate that, we have a giveaway, and this is going to be the giveaway, and I'm very excited to be putting this together for some lucky person. So what I'm going to do first here is just show you what I've done with the part that we've already videoed. I already videoed this first part, and now I've embellished and added snippets and decorated pockets and added tags and different things like that. So just very quickly, I'm not going to go into too much detail. So this front pocket that we made has a little tuck spot on it, and so that has a couple things tucked into there. This is our double pocket here. So I made a little booklet for this pocket back here. Just tucked a few things in this front pocket and decorated it up a little bit. Okay, so this is the first flip. This whole thing flips up, but before I show you that inside, this outside we had done together, and so I just tucked a tag, a large tag, a couple smaller tags, and clipped some paper and a paper and a little tag onto here. So those are all filled now. Okay, so then this flips up. Well, actually, I have to remove this. So I'm going to remove the paper clip, and this actually flips this way. This is the one where we did the envelope flip. So I've tucked something in the pocket there. I am going to put something on here too. So like I said, this isn't 100% done, but it's getting there. It's really close. So, and then I tucked a few things into this pocket and put the butterfly on the front. So that has a few more things on it. And then I'm going to put the clip back on, and then this flips up like this, and I use this as a tuck spot, so I've got several things tucked in there. And to make sure they stay, I have this clip which also holds the stuff in on the other side too, and I will be decorating this up a little bit too right there. And then this one, I had the loose, I'll show you. We made this together, this little booklet, and so I had that just sitting here loose and wasn't sure what I was going to do with this back page, but I decided on, I'm not going to stick that in there right now, I decided to make a button and string closure flap. I decorated it up a little bit here, and then I put a top tuck here and stuck a few things on there, or inside that top hanging pocket. And then this button and string closure opens and opens up like that and that. I had talked about putting a side tuck, so I actually did that, but I put that underneath everything, and so I just decorated up a tag and put that in there. I am probably going to add something to this flap, just a small pocket maybe, and the bottom one here too. So like I said, it's pretty close to being done, and maybe it looks fine just the way it is, but I kind of wanted to add just a few more touches. And then this booklet just rests on the top here, and then these flaps fold down and up, and just close it up, and it holds that booklet inside. And so that just comes back down like that. Now this is the side we're going to focus on today, and I have planned it out already. So when you make books like this, it's good to make some sketches, put down some measurements, ideas that you have, and then as you're doing each page, you can it'll be a little bit easier, I think, to get it all put together. So which page to do first? Okay, I think I'm gonna just fold this down. Well, maybe not. Yeah, I think I'll fold it up like this so it's not in my way. And we're just going to focus here on this back. It's sort of like if it's out like this, it's sort of the back inside cover. But it actually is not, because it gets folded like that. But the third panel, let's just call it the third panel, right? Okay, so what I decided on this, I wanted to have a fold out. So I did make it up ahead of time, so you didn't have to watch me make it, but it's 4 panels of pages, and I just washi taped them together. So I never trust washi tape by itself, and these, you know, could possibly get a lot of use, right, of a lot of folding and different things. So I glued the washi tape on both sides. So on this side, and then I flipped it over and did it on that side as well. So for this, all you do is you butt two pieces of paper together, just put some glue on each side, and then put your washi tape on. So you could actually put the washi tape here, and then many ways to do it. Just do it however you like. I did it one side at a time. I put a bead of glue and just put my washi tape over that, flipped it over, and then with another bead of glue, I put the other page on, and leave a little tiny gap. So it's probably, I'm holding it up to my mat here, it's probably a 16th of an inch. Not too much, but just enough so that you can fold it easily. So just butt 2 pieces up together, put a little glue, and then washi tape. You do that on both sides, and then my plan is for this is that it will fold out. I put a little tab here already, so if you pull on the tab and outward this way, it's gonna fold out like that. And then my thought, so usually when I make these, I just go ahead and glue this whole thing and glue it straight on. And then the pages are loose, except for this back one is glued on, but I decided to make this into a pocket. So I'm just gonna glue 3 edges of this and then glue it down. So this will be open at the top, and I'll have a tag sticking out there. I think that would be cool. So the other thing, just remember, I made this probably a little smaller than I needed to, but just remember when you're gluing something down that's fairly big like this, another flip or another page, just make sure it's a little bit smaller than the page that you're going to be, that's your base. Make it sure it's a little smaller than your base. And so I did that with plenty of room here, but it doesn't bother me, it's fine. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start that. So since this isn't gonna be a pocket, I need to put a notch here or a thumb grab to make it a little easier to get something out of the pocket, especially if it's a little bit short. So I'm just gonna sort of glance at this and cut a little, or punch a little hole there. So now that I'm looking at this, what I also think I'm going to do is sew. So before I get this all glued in my book, I'm going to go ahead and sew on some of these. I might not sew around each page individually. I might just do like a row of zigzag or something like that. But I think I'm going to do that before I glue it down, and then I'll be back and we'll show you how to get that glued down. Okay, I'm back. And so this is your 4 panels, and you just have to think it through, like how I want it to go out, or if I want it to come out this way, or that kind of thing. But just think it through, sketch it out. I actually sketched mine out right there, and I wanted mine to fold out this way. So I did sew little bits here and there, and now I'm gonna make sure I've got my everything right, back, front, top, bottom. upside down. Make sure I got it right. So all I'm going to do now is, here's my back that's getting glued directly onto the paper, and I am going to run a bead of glue along 3 of these edges to give us an open spot in the back for a large tag. And that should do it. So I'm just going to center it, maybe. Yeah, center it probably. I was thinking I could put it more towards my right here, but, and then I think I'm going to put it down a little bit farther so that maybe the tag can stick up out of there a little bit. So get that all glued down. Nice and tight. All right, perfect. Love that. So I'm not going to decorate each single panel with you guys, but I will be showing you just the basics of how I did each panel, each page, each flip. And then I will come on another video, the giveaway video, where I'll be giving this away, and I'll maybe run through it a little bit more and show you what I did. But there's that. Okay, so that page I think is done. And another thing to think about when you're trying to decide what to put on each page is how the pages actually flip. For example, I probably wouldn't want, it's not going to matter on this page at all because this actually comes up over the top, so it sort of protects it from flapping around. But pay attention to, like, maybe if this were in a different spot and then you turn the page and it opens up all by itself. Just make sure you can either maybe put a clip on it. The more clips the merrier. I think it looks great. Or maybe it's going to have a protective sheet over the top, like this button and string closure, something like that. So just make sure that you think about those things, how the page is going to actually flip, and if it's going to be, you know, if your elements are going to get in the way of the flipping. So that's something to keep in mind. But this one is protected, so it's fine. All right, so that's what I'm going to do for this. I'll decorate this with tuck spots and pockets. Try to think of, you know, instead of just doing the same old every time, I'll think of something different for each page, hopefully, and come up with some ideas for that. All right, so then the next panel we need to decorate is this one. And I did already come up with an idea on that too. I was using a Tim Holtz paper, and one of my favorite papers. Let's see if I can find one for you. Well, actually, I do have it. No, I don't have it. I don't have it handy. Anyway, one of his most beautiful images, as far as I'm concerned, it has 2 birds on the side. I think it's from, okay, I can't find it, so, but it doesn't matter. But anyway, just beautiful. Well, on this beautiful paper with the 2 birds, gorgeous greens, I think it's got greens and dark reds, there were these leaves. So I just ripped these out in the leaf shape, inked up the edges. And what I thought I would do is make this into a tuck spot. So I also ripped out a leaf shape. It's just sort of generally based it on, you know, these shapes out of regular paper because I thought it would look better to have 3. And I'm just going to put them on the page like that. So funny, not funny, I can't find my stapler. I would normally staple that on. I'm in the process of putting I was on vacation with Cindy, so we were on vacation. I filmed the 2 previous part 1 and part 2 of this flipbook at her house. So when I came back, my family had put in a new floor in my craft studio, which is amazing. I'm so happy about that. I'm not complaining whatsoever. But I'm in the process of putting everything back in the room here, and I can't find my stapler and I can't find my hole punch. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to be gluing these down. I don't think I'm going to sew them. I kind of like them just the way they are, so I'm going to sew them sort of at a jaunty angle like that. And I'm just going to put like a dab of glue towards the bottom of each one of these. I'm not sure how I thought of that, but I was thinking it's this geometric paper, I think, and then when I saw the black and white leaves, I thought it was a match made in heaven kind of thing. So now, so this tuck spot, once it dries and once I start putting things in here, I may have to put a little glue right here, maybe, or maybe glue it up just a little bit farther down here. I'm not sure, but I will come to that when I, you know, maybe it depends on the size of the things I'm going to put in here. And I think it would be cool if I could find my stapler. If I could find my stapler. I have 2 of them. I also have 2 hole punches, so yeah. All right, so I think that's good for this page. I'm actually very happy about that. And I may have to put a paper clip on there depending on how tight I can get those to stay in there. Okay, so then this page will flip up like this. All right, so now we have this page. And as you can see, I've already started something here, started it. All right, so what I'm gonna do, now Cindy, when I was there visiting her, she had given me this little do-a-do journal that I could use in this flipbook, and so I was super excited about that. I just had to bind it, so I bound it just a few minutes ago. So if you don't know what a do-a-do journal is, I'll put the link down below. Cindy made one on camera, and so I'll put that down there, but it's back to back, right? So this is a little journal here, and then you flip it over and there's another little journal there. And so I was so excited to use this, and this is what I came up with to put this in here. So like some of these tags, I was super excited to use some of these tags because I've had them made for a while and I just haven't used them. I haven't put them in any journals. And so here, this is one tag I had already made. It's really not decorated. This is just a collage type paper. So what I decided to do is use this for a cover, and it's going to flip this way, and then it'll tie shut, as you can see, and then it'll hold this journal in. And so I thought that was a fun idea. So like I said, I already had this. I thought maybe I needed a closure, and so I just sewed a little sari silk onto this page and this page. You do have to think of it ahead of time, though, what you're going to put on this page too, because you don't want to sew here if it's not going to work out for your other page. So that's the other thing. You have to sort of think, almost you have to think 2 pages at a time. But once you get the hang of that, it's super easy. So I'm going to set that off to the side. I'm going to do this with a hinge, and of course this actually has a lot of height to it. So I needed to make the hinge not just, you know, a straight up hinge like this. It had to have a little spine on it, and so this is just 1.5 inches with a 1/2 inch on this side, 1/2 inch here, and a 1/2 inch spine. So I'm going to glue that here like this, leave the spine part free, and then glue the other flap down, and then you'll have almost like a book hinge, right? And I don't know if I cut this. Yeah, I did. I cut it the right size. I didn't know if I had or not. Also, I think I'm gonna just angle these a little bit. I think it looks a little bit nicer. So all I'm doing is just angling the 2 ends here. I don't want to angle the spine part, but just the ends. Okay. So I'm probably going to do the tag side first so that I make sure I've got it lined up when I go to put it on the page here. Almost had it on there wrong. Okay. And line it up with your edge. If it shows a little bit, it's not that big of a deal. And then glue on the back side of this little flap here. And then I'll line it up and put it down on there. Okay. So hopefully I don't get my head in the shot here, but I'm going to line up the top edge of the tag. Oops. Line up the top edge and good. And make sure I'm kind of even here. I put it in maybe 1/4 inch, maybe a little less than 1/4 inch. And then that flap. I was too anxious to get get the video started for you, but I do need to decorate this, obviously. I might put a pocket and a tag or something there. But now this has a home. It may, because I'm not 100% sure, right? But I may need to actually put something under here to keep it from slipping out the bottom, but we'll see how my plan worked. We will see how this works. And these are really long, so I'm sure I'll have to cut these off too. I don't want to get too crazy because the hinge is still, is still wet. So let me cut those. Okay. All right, it does come out a little bit, so I might have to put something on there. The other thing I wanted to mention too, so this fabric hinge for this, you want to make sure that your tag or whatever you're putting on, let me open this up so you can see it better. You may need to fold it right here because that's the edge of the paper, right? So you don't want anything past that edge of the paper. Okay, so just be careful about that. But then there's this, which I could put a clip here. I think that's what I'll do. I'll put a clip. You don't have to clip the whole entire thing, just enough to get it to stay. There we go. And now I'm gonna tie this. So now that's got a nice nice little element closure. I'll put some yarn or some silk up here. I don't know if I'll decorate this. This looks pretty good the way it is. So now I've got these 3 things that we've done today. Then I also thought, so this flips over like this, and then that like that. I thought we would do this side today too, and actually have a plan for the bottom of the, or the back, actually what becomes literally the back side of the book, which is this panel here. But for now, we're going to focus on this. So what I thought I would do, since it's a flip book, we're going to flip a little bit more. So I thought I could make a pocket out of this and a pocket here. So I've already cut them the right size. Just make sure if you do something like this to make sure you've got a little bit of room, whoops, in between the 2 pockets so they can flip easily. Okay, my camera shut off right there, but no problem. So I have made one of the little pockets out of the strips that you saw just a second ago. So all you need to do is cut 2 pieces of paper. Make sure one is about a 1/2 inch longer than the other one so that you can fold it over and make a flap. So I glued and then sewed the edges around the 3 sides, keep the flap free, right? So around the 3 edges. I had, before I did that, of course, I put my thumb grab in there and inked up the edges. I think that's about it. That's about it. So just make sure you've got room in between the two so that they can flip easily. And so here's one that's not done yet, but I have the two pieces of paper. One is a little bit longer so that the flap can be attached onto the book. Also, I don't think I fixed this one yet. This one is a little bit too long, so let me cut that off. And kind of show you how I put that other one together. You don't have to do the whole thing together, but so good, looks good. All right, so all I did was before you do anything, you could sew these edges first before you glue it, or you can just use the sewing as as the closure of the two pieces of paper, either way. So since I did this off center so I didn't interfere with my bird's cute little face, I'm going to go ahead and do this one off center too, and maybe do it at the top instead of the bottom. I think that would be kind of do an little off kilter sort of way. All right, perfect. So I'm gonna ink at least this edge first before I glue those together. And then this edge too. Much easier to ink it before you sew when it's those sewn part of it will affect how you can reach in here and do these. So all right, so this one I put the flap on the back piece, and this one I put on the front piece, so it doesn't really matter, they're exactly the same. All right, then all you do is put a little glue, or like I said, you could just sew it as it is without gluing, but just kind of giving you an idea how to put these together here. Make sure your right side's up on both pieces, So I butted up that back piece to the hinge, the flap, and it looks like I cut one a little bit too long. So let me fix that. I still have a little bit of inking on there, that's good. Okay, then I would take this and sew around these three edges. Don't worry about the flap, right? Just sew the three edges and ink them up. So I'll do that off camera. I won't do it right this minute though, I'll do it later. So I won't glue this one down, but I'll show you how I glue this one down. So I cut the sides at an angle. You don't have to do that. I kind of think it looks better, but you obviously don't have to do that. All right, so once again, we need to make sure this book hinge, the canvas hinge, is not going to interfere with our page size. So I folded it up all the way to make it level with the paper, okay? And then I just have to sort of eyeball these and line them up. That looks pretty good. Let's see, so that'll be that. And then I can move this one up just a tiny bit. There we go. So I could show you a little bit better what I was talking about when I said the flaps on the left, or the hinge on the left. Because, for example, if I had glued the hinge on this side. Whenever I let me hold it like on the hinge there. Whenever I would put this down, then that would flap, which it might not bother you, it might not make a difference to you at all, but it would constantly be doing that. So instead of having that, I put the flaps on this side, or the hinge. I put the hinge on that side so that when you put the book down like this, it's not gonna interfere with that. You could also put a clip on here. Remember I was talking about the clips, the more the merrier. You could put a clip on here that will also keep it from flapping, so you could do that too. The clip on here could actually go at the top, but once again you do have to sort of pay attention to what's on the back side too for the clips. So sometimes you have to think it all the way through before you get it just the way you need it. And I'm moving my whole pocket over just a little bit so it doesn't interfere with this canvas. Okay, I love it. This is going to go on here like this, and I will fill those with a tag or something and have some fun fibers sticking out here a little bit. Okay, so that'll be that side. Now, one more panel left. I also don't know, I might decorate the front too and put a little interactive element on the front too, but in the next video I will make sure to show you what I came up with for that. Okay, so this one I thought kind of simple. I thought I would just do a pocket and have a large tag. So I don't even need to do that in front of you guys. I made the pocket, you know, just inked the edges and put a thumb grab. I will sew this before I actually glue it down, so I don't need to do that in front of you, but I wanted to show you what I came up with for that, and just have a larger tag. This is actually pretty small. I kind of wanted a big one that comes up all the way, and so that will be on the back of the book. So we have all kinds of fun little things. Super excited about this. This is a giveaway. That flips this way. And we'll give you more details in probably just a few days, because I'm pretty sure I can get this all done for us. And then this is what we did today with our do-a-do book in here. And then the leaf tuck spot and the fold out, which goes all the way that way. Okay, perfect. I'm loving this, and I can't wait to stuff it a little bit more, but you can see, let me put this back, how it's getting its own depth, becoming like an actual book spine type thing. So I hope you got a lot out of the tutorial and are able to figure out your own special way to finish off the inside with pockets and tucks and flaps. And thank you for joining me today. I appreciate it so much. Stay tuned for the next video in a couple days, where we'll explain how you can actually win this after I get it all finished. Super excited about that. Please join us on Facebook, Instagram, and we love you, and we'll see you later. Bye.